Welcome to Post Time. I'm Heather Vitale, and also welcome to the 19th Annual Delaware Standardbred Owners Association Awards Gala. Now, we will be checking out some four-legged winners this evening on the show, but first, I have a winner with me, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, and that is Bill Ellis. Bill, welcome back.
Welcome back to you also. I tell you, this is always a fun time, and I wish you were announcing me as the winner of the Powerball. That would have been a lot nicer.
Yeah, I know, me too. Did you play it?
I did. I played a couple of tickets, and it wasn't even close.
Oh, okay. I wasn't close either because I didn't play. Whoops. I should actually explain that you are my MC. You're not just a pretty face on the show today on Post Time. You've been my MC, my co-MC for, gosh, like 5 years now. Always, you know, when you're having fun, time flies, right? We have a ball up there.
A pretty face. All that glitter must be getting in your eyes. It's far from pretty, trust me.
What have you been up to the past year? We've talked about it before. You've done everything in the business from clean stalls to drive horses. You're a Hall of Fame writer. So what's been going on in your fantastic world this past year?
Well, I still do my little bit of announcing in upstate New York and also in Maine. But the treasure in harness racing every year is when I get a chance to drive a horse. And I drove at the Cornish Fairgrounds and finished second. And I tell you, it's always a treat because I never even warmed the horse up, just jumped in the bike, went out there, went around 3 laps. They told me I was only supposed to go 2 when I got off the bike, and I was wondering why the horse kept looking back at me.
I was just going to tell you to tell a funny joke, but that was really good already. We do have to get to the show and all the winners on today's half hour, but is there any kind of cute little joke you want to send us into the Dover Downs schedule with?
Yes, a religious joke about the minister. He had his teeth extracted and he had new dentures. So the first week he was doing his ministering up in the, if that's a word, up in the preaching at the altar. He only spoke for about 5 minutes. The second week he did it about 15, but the third week he preached for about an hour and a half. So the members of the church approached him. They said, "Minister," they said, "first week you only did 5 minutes. Why is that?" He says, "Oh, my teeth were killing me." He said, "They were brand new," and he said, "They really hurt to talk." He said the second week, he said, "I did 15 minutes because I felt a little more comfortable." So the third week, the woman says, you spoke for an hour and a half. You must have been feeling really good." He goes, "No, not really." He said, "I accidentally grabbed my wife's dentures and I couldn't stop talking."
Wait a minute, we're not married, but are you trying to tell me something? No, that was great. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you here in Delaware, and thanks for being on the show, and thank you for everything during this big night.
Well, Heather, thank you very much for having me every year. It's always a fun time.
Let's kick off our award winners now as we take a look at the superstars from Harrington Raceway. First, let's find out who won Harrington's Claimer of the Meet as honored by the DSOA.
They go by 3/4, 127 and 4/5, and they're on the final turn. The leader is San Antonio with We Salute You. Naggin is thinking about a 3-wide move, and Turadate remarkably is in a 2-hole turning for home. San Antonio the leader. Turadate comes down the inside, coming through the stretch. It's San Antonio, We Salute You, and Turadate. They come toward the finish, and it's San Antonio, Turadate, and We Salute You. 157.
It was San Antonio. This pacer, owned and trained by Artie Foster Jr., had 18 starts with 6 wins, 5 seconds, and 2/3 at the half mile. San Antonio was driven by Alan Davis and Vic Kirby. The award was presented by DSOA Director Charles Marsh.
How excited are you to win this award?
How excited are you to win this award?
So excited to win this award.
And what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to keep it?
Where are we going to keep it?
At the trainer's house.
Now let's take a look at the trotter of the meet at Harrington Raceway.
126 and 3/5 are on the final turn, and it's Powerful Charger and Chinese Cuisine. They're midway on the final turn now, coming to the top of the stretch. Powerful Charger leads it. Chinese Cuisine is there outside. Pocket Trip down inside. Wind Gust coming through the stretch. Powerful Charger is pulling away now, coming toward the wire. Powerful Charger is in front. Chinese Cuisine holds second. Down inside, that'll be Wind Gust third, 155 and 2.
Powerful Charger took home this DSOA award. By the way, this high stepper was also voted the horse of the meet at Harrington by the United States Harness Writers Association this past season. Owned by trainer Jim King Jr. and Tim Tetrick, the trotter had 18 starts with 9 wins, 2 seconds, and 5 thirds, and was driven by Vic Kirby. DSOA Director Russ McKinnon presented this award to the Trotters Connections. And we spoke with Jim King Jr. about his history with Powerful Charger and the horse's personality.
We've had him about 3 years. Tim Tetrick and myself own him. He's been a lot of fun for us. We bought him very reasonable. The horse that Timmy found for us and asked me to be a partner on, and we did. We had him claimed once, and we claimed him back. But he's won quite a bit of money and quite a few races for us. We've really enjoyed having him.
He really had a spectacular Harrington meet. Tell me about some of his performances and how pleased you are the way he raced.
Well, he just kept surprising us week after week. He would just go out and just get the job done, just go around them. He's not particularly a front-end horse, but he could just sit outside or just loop them. He did it all kind of ways, and he was a lot of fun.
Now, we know he's talented on the racetrack. What about the rest of him? His demeanor, his personality?
That's not the fun stuff. The fun stuff's getting paid with him and watching him do his job when he does it right. About the only thing he doesn't do is bite. He will step on you. He'll walk right over top of you. He'll kick. He pulls terrible on the racetrack. Being around him on a daily basis, he should get paid extra for that.
And our final award from the Harrington Raceway 2015 season is for Horse of the Meet.
Round the final turn, playing cards with Roddy. Anna Kate holds second. Outside, Occupy Me. Having to go 3 wide is Rockin' Finale, and there she goes. They're at the top of the stretch. Playing cards with Roddy's off by 3 or 4 lanes. Anna Kate still holds second. Rockin' Finale coming on the outside. It's going to be Playing Cards with Roddy, Rockin' Finale. Playing Cards with Roddy, Rockin' Finale, and Anna Kate, 156 and 3.
Playing Cards with Roddy, trained and driven by George Dennis, hit the board in every start. In her 13 races, she had 7 wins with 4 seconds and 2 thirds. This pacing lass is owned by George and Tina Dennis and Ask a W Stables. DSOA Director Valerie Warnick was the presenter of this high equine honor. And we spoke with George Dennis, and he told us about the story behind this horse's name.
Her name's Playing Cards with Roddy, and my wife named her because her sire's name is Roddy's Bags Again, and her mother's name is Fancy Cards, so she named her Playing Cards with Roddy.
Do you have a favorite race or, performance or win or anything from that Harrington meet?
No, she got really good there. At one point she won, I think, 6 in a row. So she was really racing well. I thought she was going to be a nice filly. Last year was a 2-year-old, but she soared up, so I quit with her. And I brought her back, and she really come back to be what I thought she was.
Tell me about her disposition. Is she the same horse in the barn as she is at the track? Is she nice, mean?
Yeah, she's very nice in the barn, but she can be a bullhead on the track sometimes. She's a little tough to handle. She likes to leave, and she don't like to sit in the hole very well. So she's a little bullhead on the track.
Does that go along with being a good mare?
Yeah, sometimes if I can get her to the front easy enough, it makes her a really tough mare. But if I need to set her in a hole, it don't make her such a nice mare. Because then I got to fight with her, and she's fighting with me, and neither one of us like it.
Were you surprised about getting the award? Did you expect it?
I did not expect it, actually. But, I knew she'd win 6 in a row at one point, and I think she had 13 starts there, and she was in the top 3 all 13 starts. So after the fact, I seen that. But, previous to that, I never really give it a thought, to tell you the truth.
Now, our Harrington Raceway superstars were shining super bright in the beginning of the show. So where are we heading next? That's right, Dover Downs. At Delaware's 5/8 mile oval, let's see who was honored as the DSOA claimer of the meet.
3/4, 125, nearing the top of the stretch. Very fast, gets away now, opens up almost 2 lengths. Nagging back in the second. We Salute You drops back. Hoofit is down inside, they come off the turn, and is very fast, having a 4-length lead. On the far outside, Red Skull coming into second. Very fast is in front. Then it's going to be Red Skull and Naggin, 154.
It was Very Fast who brought home the award as he was victorious in 6 of his 18 starts during the Dover Downs meet. Plus, he was super consistent with 4 seconds and 5 thirds. The pacer was owned by Paul Davis and his wife Lori, who's also the trainer. Very Fast was driven by several reinsmen, but for the most part, it was Ross Woofenden at the controls during this award-winning season. DSOA Director Pressmore presented the award to the Connections.
All right, tell me how excited you are about winning this award.
This is so much fun, and it's so nice to see your hard work pay off.
And where are you going to keep it?
On the mantle.
Are you going to let this guy anywhere near it?
Absolutely.
Next, it's time to check out the trotter of the meet at Dover Downs.
They go by 3/4, 126-1, and they're on the final turn. And it's Mandabra with Strutton Conway racing on the outside. Then it's Maxine the Mighty. Can Do now shakes loose. They come to the top of the stretch now, turning for home. And it's Mandabra, Strutton Conway, Maxine the Mighty been sitting right there. They turn for home. And here comes Can Do. Strutton Conway. Can Do gets the lead. Strutton Conway into second. Can Do pulls away, 155.
Can Do was the winner of this high step in honor. This Standardbred standout had 17 starts with 8 wins, 2 seconds, and 5 thirds. He was owned by Chris Giaccio and Vic Kirby, who's also the trainer and the driver. Delaware Standardbred Owners Association Director George Teague Jr. was the presenter of this award. Tell me about a Can Do. He had a spectacular meet.
Yes, he did. He had some lameness issues at the beginning of the meet. This is last year at Dover, and I raced him in a claimer the whole meet, and he did very well. I was lucky enough that nobody claimed him throughout the whole Dover meet. He did get claimed at Harrington, but he was just an honest horse for me. He did very well. He was in the open ranks for me before the lameness problems, and then as all of them do, worked his way down to the claiming ranks, and I raced him where I thought he belonged, and he did very well. Even though he's doing well for other people now, I miss him because he was like a pet to me.
Now, I might have this right. He was trotter of the meet at Harrington one year, right? And then he's trotter of the meet at Dover. What a versatile animal.
Yeah, well, he actually still holds a track record at Harrington, and at the time, excuse our paddock judge. At the time when he won that award at Harrington, he was racing in the open ranks. Now, for the trotter of the meet at Dover, he was racing in the claiming ranks, but he deserved it because he showed up every week, raced his heart out, and he did very well.
Now, you said that personality-wise, he was just super sweet, super great.
He was like a dog. He'd follow you anywhere. Obviously, he wouldn't sit or do tricks, but he just followed you around, just a super nice animal to be around. And like I say, I miss him, but he's still doing well. I hope the new connections really appreciate him because he's a one-of-a-kind horse.
For our final award on today's show, it's the Dover Downs Horse of the Meet.
They go by 3/4, 125 and 3/5. Midway on the final turn, Spin Vision clings to the lead. Who Dat Heather, Northern Nicole on the far outside. Waiting inside there is Jeremiah behind a wall of horses driven by Destiny. They're at the top of the stretch. Spin Vision comes off the turn, leading by almost 2 lengths. It's Spin Vision. Jeremiah races in second. Down the inside, driven by Destiny is coming. They come to the wire. It's Spin Vision, driven by Destiny, and tied for third, 154 and 4.
Spin Vision, owned and trained by Lee Louthen, had 15 starts with 8 wins, 3 seconds, and 1/3. This pacing lady was driven by Corey Callahan, Ron Pierce, and Ross Wolfenden. DSOA Director Franny West made the presentation to the connections of this equine athlete. Lee Louthen is the owner and the trainer of Spin Vision. How cool is it to win this award? Horse of the meet.
It's pretty much a shock. I would have never had any idea. It blew my mind, so it was totally unexpected. Totally unexpected.
When I saw you at the barn, you were all worried about what you were going to wear, and you look absolutely beautiful tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody always said they were teasing me. They said, we're coming with cameras because nobody ever sees you in overalls and a hat. So it was pretty funny. Thank you.
Well, you look great. We've had so much girl power this year in Delaware. First of all, we had playing cards with Roddy. She was the horse of the meet at Harrington. And then Spin Vision, horse of the meet at Dover. Okay. And then here you are. So what do you think about that? I mean, it's a girl winning. Pretty cool.
It's an honor. It really is. It really is. Like I said, totally unexpected. Would have never believed it. Almost gave her away when she was a yearling. She was quiet. She didn't run around with the others. She got kicked in her hock by her mother, and I was looking at this real good-looking filly. Everybody wanted to buy her, and she's run for her whole life. And then this one, I was like, I'm going to keep her because she was so nervous when I brought her in and broke her. And so I decided to try her myself because I wanted to take my time with her. And she's just been awesome ever since. She loves her job. She's sassy and she's fun, and she's just a pleasure to show up to the barn and have her there.
Patience has paid off. That's what
big time with her.
One of the main ingredients of being a great horse person in harness racing. So good for you, and congratulations again. Very happy for you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of the Delaware Standardbred Owners Association award winners. Wishing you lots more racing luck in the future.